Welcome back to the Cool Fears channel. I'm your host, Just the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on the channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And welcome to episode 60 of Coffee and Toys here on the Cool Fears channel. If you do enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. First off, I would just like to say thank you so much for the support on the previous podcast. It feels so great to be back here with you guys. And I have some exciting news of something else that's going to be returning to the channel very soon, in the next 2 weeks or so. So we're definitely going to go over all that. We're also going to go over this week's toy haul and, of course, this week's toy news and so much more. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? And while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and hit that bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. If you do enjoy this video or any other videos that I put out, please remember to give them a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. With all that being said, guys, once again, welcome to episode 60 of Coffee and Toys, guys. Before we get started, I do want to thank the sponsor of the channel, Entertainment Earth. Go ahead and check out my affiliate link down in the description below if you guys want to get some cool new toys and also help out the channel. With that being said, guys, once again, thank you so much for the amazing support from last week's podcast. Like I said, it feels amazing to be back. It's been a long time and it feels even longer for me personally, but I had such an amazing time doing it last week, and I know I had to do it again this week. And unfortunately, like I said, I'm going to be away from home for the next week after this. So next week, there will not be another Coffee and Toys podcast. However, when I do come back, like I said, we have something exciting returning to the channel. And that is, of course, Coffee and Toys Live. Yes, we will be seeing the return of Coffee and Toys Live in 2 weeks with guest host Austin Nicholas. So we will be putting up a poll box thing in both of our stories, so that way you guys can send in your questions and that way we can go ahead and answer them during the live stream. So I'm super excited to be slowly bringing back certain portions of my channel, as well as, you know, bringing new stuff out. You know, this whole week was something different. We didn't really do the same thing as we normally do. We did 2 top 10 videos, top 10 1/12 scale figures of 2022, a top 10 1/6 scale of 2022. We did, of course, have this week's toy photography in-depth behind the scenes video, but also we had the first ever and probably the only Cool Figures Lego build video. That was a lot of fun. Shout out and thank you so much to my best friend for gifting me that amazing Lego set for Christmas. I had a lot of fun building it. It was a quick build, but fun nonetheless. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out that video in the channel. But yeah, guys, like I said, we will be returning to Coffee and Toys Live, not next week, but the following week when I am back with Austin Nicholas. So I'm super excited for that, to be speaking with him and also just be going live again in front of you guys. Like I said, that's the whole point of these videos, you know, especially the podcast, is, you know, to get in front of the camera and talk with you guys, but the live stream even more so, because you guys can interact during the video while we're talking and everything. And so I'm really looking forward to getting back to that, guys. I really wish I could have finished out the year with my planned guest. Unfortunately, I was not able to, but we'll see what the future holds. I don't know if it's going to be coming back every week now, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll see how my schedule is, and we'll go from there, and I will definitely keep you guys updated. But with that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and talk about this week's toy haul? Not too much, but it is still something. It is the Beast Kingdom DAH Batman 89. I have a lot to say about this guy, especially after doing the review picks. Honestly, guys, I understand why Mezco is taking so long to release their 89 Batman. I'm not making excuses for them, but I do understand why, after messing with this guy. This suit is just something else on this Batman. I mean, it's something very difficult to kind of bring to a toy. The material is very restrictive. Even just moving his leg forward, the glue is literally coming apart. So I have already put in for a replacement through Amazon, because that's where I got him. But yeah, the glue is literally coming off the suit. He can barely move his arms up and down, and so I understand why Mezco is taking so long. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not excusing it by any means, but if you do want a better 89 Batman with better quality soft goods and mobility, I would just say be patient and just wait, because Beast Kingdom came out with theirs and it's just not the best, I have to admit. It looks amazing. It really does look great, but the mobility, the articulation, the soft goods on it is just really not the best. So yeah, guys, give Mezco their time. I know you've given them plenty of time at this point. I'll be honest with you guys. Even I didn't pre-order it, and I'm just like, God damn, I feel so sorry for those that did. But after messing with this guy, I would say wait, be patient for a better product, because well, like I said, he looks amazing and he comes with some really cool accessories and stuff. It's just the costume is so hard to get down, in terms of 1/12 scale and for mobility and purposes like that. But that's pretty much it for this week's toy haul. Nothing too much. Like I said, it's still the new year. But I will be getting in some new stuff thanks to sponsor Entertainment Earth. So shout out once again to them. But with that being said, guys, I guess let's go ahead and go into this week's toy news. So of course we have to start off with my favorite, Mezco toys. And honestly, besides Mezco, it seems like this week was very Ninja Turtle centric in terms of toy news. There was so much Ninja Turtle news coming from so many different companies. But it's great. There can never be enough turtle news in my opinion, especially when we start off with the pre-orders for the Mezco toys 4-pack Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, guys. Man, oh man, these guys look absolutely phenomenal. It looks like a great combination between the Mirage Turtles and the 1980s Turtles, because they have the look of the Mirage Turtles, but then they have the colored bandana of the 1980s Turtles. And they also have a few things like soft goods that kind of remind me of the 1980s movie. However, this is being sold as a set. And if you know Mezco, you know a figure per Mezco is about $95 to $112, depending on the figure and how many accessories it comes with. So this set is going to cost you $400, guys. But you get all 4 turtles and they all have unique sculpts to them. So there's pros and cons. You also get a shit ton of accessories. So, I mean, it kind of balances out. But now that I'm thinking about it, they're probably small in stature and size since they are turtles. But the quality looks great on them. They have seamless joints. I think they're really taking what they learned from the Mezco Toys Xenomorph Alien and applying it to them. Now, they do have a release date of November to December 2023. But as I said, we know Mezco. Batman 89 has been about 5-6 years at this point in the making. I truly do not believe that we will be getting them at the end of this year. If anything, we'll be getting them mid to Q3 of 2024, in my opinion. That's really my opinion as to when we will be seeing them hit our doorsteps. But until then, you have time to save up for it. I think every store is accepting pre-orders. Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Mezco, and they all are requiring an NRD, a non-refundable deposit. So just be aware of that. But like I said, you have plenty of time to save up, because I truly believe that they're going to come out Q3 of 2024, guys. That's just the way it is. But what's not going to be coming out Q3 of 2024 is going to be Mezco Toys' offering on 1/12 day, guys. That is coming up this Thursday, and we all know that Mezco always releases a figure on 1/12 day. So unfortunately, I will be away and 3 hours behind, so hopefully I can catch it and see it. And if I like it, I can pick it up. If I don't, I can pass on it easily. But, they've been soliciting a lot of pre-orders recently. I mean, they had Cousin Eddie and Bella Forever, which is set to be charging very soon, so be aware of that. They had Atticus Doom from the Necroverse. That has already been shipped and reaching people's doorsteps. And they even had the re-release and kind of remaster of the Mezco Toys Pink Skulls Gig from Hell set. So a lot of money going towards Mezco right now. But honestly, in my opinion, considering what value we're getting in, say, like Black Series, McFarlane Toys, Marvel Legends, it's warranted. It's worth it. It's kind of like putting your money towards one of these guys, in my opinion. There's a lot of value and a lot more to them than these basic budget figures. In my opinion, you're better off saving your money, avoiding the budget figures, and going for these higher premium figures. But that's just me. A lot of people may not feel the same way. Some people probably value articulation over looks more than anything. And if that's the case, then yeah, going with a hard plastic figure is going to be your best bet because you're not going to be fighting those soft goods. But if you are a toy photographer, I will say that soft goods is definitely the way to go. You don't get that awkward plastic shine on the figure when you do take your pics. So yeah, I would suggest going with the more premium figures at this point. But like I said, it's your collection. You do what you want. That's just the route that I'm going because I just don't see the value in these budget figures. So when I say budget figures, like I said, I'm talking McFarlane Toys, Star Wars Black Series, Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Hasbro Marvel Legends. I just don't see the value in them anymore at their current price point. I do believe that they're going to start to drop eventually because a lot of the times now they are hitting clearance more often than not. So maybe hold off on buying them right away, guys, because if you hold off on buying them, I guarantee you'll find them on the clearance rack for an amazing price. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk some Playmate news, guys, or Playmate Toys news, because don't search Playmates on Instagram or the internet expecting to find Playmate Toys. You will come across something completely different. But they could not be outdone by Mezco this week, even though they kind of technically were. But they went ahead and released some images of some new TMNT figures that are actually already hitting Target stores. And so they are releasing 4 new figures, 2 of which they claim to be a part and from the 1990s Ninja Turtle movie. However, it makes absolutely no sense. So we are getting Leo and Mikey in disguise. Like I said, it makes absolutely no sense because the only turtle to wear a trench coat and a hat in that movie was Raphael. Now, maybe we're getting a new, special edition release with some deleted scenes that we will see the turtles in those outfits. I'm not too sure, but in my opinion, this is just Playmates Toys' attempt at a money grab. So yeah, aside from them, we are getting a new Shredder and a new Triceraton. But once again, Playmates Toys, I'm sorry, but your time as the Ninja Turtle creators and people that put out the best Ninja Turtle toys, your time is done, especially since we have Mezco Toys now stepping into the ring, Super 7, NECA. I mean, the options we have now are just so much better than what they put out at this point. So yeah, I mean, we're getting 4 new Ninja Turtle figures from them. We are also getting new Ninja Turtle figures from the new movie, Mutant Mayhem. We don't quite know what the manufacturer is yet, although we did have the leak about McFarlane Toys coming out with the figures about a week or 2 ago, so that may be where these figures are coming from, but they don't really have that McFarlane aesthetic, so I'm not entirely sure, but we do have images of the toys right here. I personally am not a fan of the look. I don't like the artistic way or style that they're going with in terms of this movie. It is an animated movie, so it looks like they're trying to copy Into the Spider-Verse, in my opinion. It looks like they're trying to take what was successful and just apply it to the Ninja Turtles, which in my opinion just never works out. Not just in terms of the Ninja Turtle, but whenever Hollywood sees something successful and goes, yeah, we're going to take that and apply it to everything over here, it just does not work out. I mean, it's just the way things are. Sometimes things work better for a certain franchise and property, but you can't expect it to work for everything. But unfortunately, it seems like they're going that route with it. They're going like that, Into the Spider-Verse type of art style. And I'm just not the biggest fan of it. So hopefully the movie storyline kind of, sells me on the movie and stuff. But until we actually get a trailer, I'm out. I'm completely out from this movie. The turtle designs just look absolutely ugly. And that's saying something since they are mutated turtles, guys. And so, yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but we'll have to wait and see what they're going to be doing with this and everything. So, moving on, let's go ahead and talk some Beast Kingdom news because yes, this isn't the best DAH figure, but they are not done creating and producing Batman DAH figures. So they didn't make an announcement this week, but while I was scrolling through Entertainment Earth, I did see a solicitation for a pre-order of a comic style armored Batman DAH figure. And I say comic style because they have already released one from the Batman vs. Superman movie. However, now they will be releasing one from the comic series, The Dark Knight Returns. And this looks absolutely amazing. So you best believe I'll be picking it up when it does drop. But this week's announcement is that they are going to start to dip their toes in the Batman 66 TV series. So they did show off a picture of Adam West Batman and Burt Ward Robin. So they look pretty good. I mean, I'm not the biggest 66 fan. I've watched the TV series. It's great. I have the McFarlane Toys retro line, but I don't think I am going to jump in on the DAH. These are premium figures with a premium price, and so you really have to pick and choose which ones you pick up. I'm not saying that they don't look amazing, they don't look great. I'm just saying that I'm not as big of a fan of 66 Batman as the price point would warrant me to be in order to go in and buy them. So I'll most likely just admire these from afar. So next up, why don't we stick with the DC franchise type of theme and talk some McFarlane Toys news. Now these figures were announced and shown off a while back, I think maybe mid-November, early December, but now we have pre-order links for Mr. Freeze, and surprisingly enough, he actually comes with his ice gun, which is really fucking awesome. Finally, we're getting a McFarlane Toys figure with a gun, and you know, I know it's not an actual gun, but the fact that they wouldn't even include Batman's sonic gun with the armored Batman, it kind of just made it seem like they just weren't including anything gun related. And so seeing that Mr. Freeze comes with his ice gun, it's bringing me a lot of hope that maybe the line's taking a change and we will finally see characters with guns finally coming with guns again. Another thing that's kind of bringing me hope for the McFarlane Toys line in terms of the DC multiverse is the new Batman Hush figure. As you can see, it does come with some extra alternate hands. For a long time, if we wanted alternate hands, alternate head sculpts, we were having to buy separate offerings. And now it seems like McFarlane Toys is starting to include them in the offerings with the single releases, which is amazing because not only Batman has extra hands, but the new classic comic book Catwoman has some extra hands. So like I said, it seems like McFarlane Toys is listening. And well, the thing is also they did raise their price point to $22 in 2023, so that may have something to do with them wanting to include a little bit more in their products, so that way us as consumers get a little bit more. Now we do have one more offering for McFarlane Toys, and that is the Infinite Frontier Joker. Now he does not come with any extra alternate hands, but he does come with a knife holding hand and a kind of action open hand, so I can see him not really needing alternate fisted hands, but at least Batman is finally coming with fisted hands and alternate batarang holding hands, opposed to either two open C grip hands or two fisted hands and no C grip hand, or you know, one and one. We're finally getting some really good options with these offerings. So let's go ahead and move on to some Jazzwares news, guys, because they have released their new, their Micro Series Star Wars Republic gunship series. Now, these are 4 separate Clone Trooper gunships, all painted in different colors. They do all come with swoop bikes and a number of Clone Troopers. But this is a really cool thing because a lot of the times we would just get, you know, a basic gunship. Here, Jazzwares went above and beyond and gave us 4 new different decaled looking gunships, which is really cool. and a great way for us collectors to add all 4 to our collection. These are really tempting, I'm not going to lie, because I absolutely love Clone Troopers, and anything to do with Clone Troopers I absolutely love. So I may be tempted to pick these up, but we'll see how it goes and if I even come across them in stores. So sticking with the Star Wars theme, let's go ahead and talk some Hot Toys news. Yes, guys, coming to Coffee and Toys in 2023 is some 1/6 scale news. Now, I'm not going to talk about all the 1/6 scale news, just the stuff that pertains to me and that I really like, and most likely franchises that I follow and like. Doesn't mean I'm going to pick them all up, but it also doesn't mean I'm not gonna. It depends on what is being released. So this week, sticking with the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones, we have Mace Windu from the movie. Man, the likeness to Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, it's literally screaming motherfucker straight to my face just from these solicitation pics. It's literally Samuel L. Jackson right there. So, and it looks like they've integrated some really good posing wires in the entire costume. So this guy looks absolutely amazing. Next up, from Attack of the Clones, they did also solicit super battle droids, guys. Yes, we are finally getting some super battle droids to our Hot Toys 1/6 scale collection. I believe last year they solicited some battle droids, and this year they are bringing to us the super battle droid. I mean, the Black Series hasn't even given us super battle droids. They haven't given us droidicas either. They've only given us battle droids, which, come on, Hasbro, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you dragging your feet on this? My clone troopers need some people to fight. I think that's maybe why I find it a little difficult to be doing some Star Wars toy photography at 1/12 scale, because they really don't have anybody to fight besides some basic, battle droids. I mean, I would really love to mix things up, throw in a super battle droid here and there, as well as a droidica here and there as well. I feel like that would add so much more life and just value to a Black Series Star Wars collection, especially me being into Clone Troopers. They kind of just sit on my shelf looking pretty because they don't have anybody to really fight up against when I choose to do toy photography with them. But last but definitely not least is my favorite Hot Toys announcement from this week. We are finally getting a Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, we all knew this guy was coming when they announced and released the Anakin Clone Wars, but now we are finally getting Obi-Wan to complement him on the shelf, and we are also getting him with one of the coolest accessories ever, and that is a clone helmet. Yes, I know it's something minor, something we've seen before. We've seen clone helmets in Hot Toys, but the fact that they are giving Obi-Wan his own clone helmet is just absolutely phenomenal, because that is just one of my favorite looks for Obi-Wan, especially when like the Black Series released their Obi-Wan as a clone commander. I went hunting for that motherfucker, and I did end up having to buy him off eBay, but honestly not for that much of an inflated price, especially what he was going for at some point. But yeah, super excited for that guy, and definitely going to be picking him up, and I'll definitely be picking up Anakin sometime soon, although he will be releasing, I think it's a Q2 of 2024, guys. Yes, we are already looking at release dates for 2024, which is pretty mind-blowing. I mean, I still forget that we're in 2023 already, so when I saw that I was like, fuck, that's 2 years away, and then I was like, wait, we're already in 2023, so it makes sense. But yeah, guys, that's it for Hot Toys news for this week. And so with that being said, why don't we go ahead and move on to the final bit of news that we have for this week, Diamond Select. So thank you and shout out to Diamond Select's marketing manager, Zach Oath, for sending me over all the information and pics for this news. Starting off with their new gallery statues, we are getting Captain Carter. She looks absolutely amazing. It looks like they're sticking with that what if style and keeping that cartoon animation look for her, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, the Hot Toys that was just released looks absolutely amazing. If you don't want that, or maybe it's too expensive, definitely go for this gallery statue. She looks absolutely stunning. Next up, we are getting a premium gallery Green Goblin statue, and this guy looks amazing. Just coming out of that ball of fire, detailing him just looks absolutely stunning. Now, like I said, he is a premium statue, so he does come with a premium price point, whereas most gallery statues range anywhere from $35 to $50 to $60 depending on the elaborate scheme of them. This guy is a premium one, and he's going to cost you $120. At least that's what the price is on Entertainment Earth when I did come across him while scrolling through. But that is not all. We are also getting another Star Wars gallery statue in the form of Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Kenobi series. This guy looks absolutely phenomenal. So if you guys want a Kenobi statue, definitely check this one out. Diamond Select just does some amazing work with their gallery statues. I always love to praise them because I'm personally not too much of a statue person. I do have a few of them, and they all pretty much are gallery statues, if not all of them, except for maybe one, and that's just because it just happened not to be. But I do personally love the gallery statues because, one, they aren't priced crazily. Like I said, they're anywhere from $35 to $60 depending on how big and what's going on in them. But two, they have some amazing detail and also paint applications for that price point. I mean, you don't get any better than that. And thirdly, they're PVC. I know, premium statues come in ceramic and, different materials like that. But I prefer my statues in PVC because if anything falls, if they happen to topple over, they're not going to break. They're going to hold their shape. They're going to maintain their statueness. They're not going to fall over and shatter and break an arm, break a leg, break an accessory that they're holding or have on them or anything like that, Like I said, I do have one or two ceramic ones, and I always worry that something like that is going to happen to them. Now with the Diamond Select Gallery statues, I have no worries. I can place them wherever I want. And if they happen to topple over, I know they're sturdy, they're solid, they're going to survive, and they look absolutely amazing. So let's go ahead and talk about some of their new mini busts that they're going to be releasing. The first one being Beast from the 1990s X-Men series. We are also going to be getting a 1/7 scale Gargoyles Goliath mini bust. So if you're into those two franchises, look out for those coming soon. And last but not least, we are getting a Lord of the Rings PVC Series 1 counter display. These are miniature figures, or figurines I should say, that you can put on your desk. Show your love for Lord of the Rings. And so that's pretty much it. So once again, shout out and thank you to Diamond Select and their marketing manager, Zach Oath, for sending me over all the great information and the pics for this news. But yeah, guys, with that being said, that pretty much wraps it up for this week's episode. So once again, guys, thank you so much for the amazing support that you guys gave me last week on last week's podcast, the return of Coffee and Toys. And I was very much looking forward to filming this one for you guys as well. I'm trying to make this one a bit shorter than last week only because I have to pack. I have a lot of stuff to do before I leave on Monday. And so I don't want to have this long podcast to edit down, for this week. But like I said, I will be taking another week off from the podcast because I will be away from home. However, the following week after that, we will be having Coffee and Toys Live on the week of the 16th. Coffee and Toys Live and Coffee and Toys the podcast will return. So Coffee and Toys Live will be on the 19th on that Thursday. And as always, Coffee and Toys the podcast will premiere on that Sunday. Let's see if that's the 19th, 20, 21, 22nd of January. So once again, guys, thank you so much for the amazing support on this podcast, on my channel, on everything that I do. So once again, guys, thank you so much for the amazing support on this podcast and also everything else that I do for my channel. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to coming back. Don't worry, I still have plenty of stuff already pre-planned and already going to be uploaded for next week. So we still have the reviews, we still have the in-depth toy photography video for next week, and of course the behind the scenes toy photography video at the end of next week. So yeah, guys, once again, thank you so much to the sponsor of this channel, Entertainment Earth. Like I said, check out my affiliate link down in the description below if you want to get some cool toys and also help out the channel. With that being said, I've been your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. And as always, have a great fucking day. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigures. And I do also have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigures. Check it out. If you like what you see, leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys like unboxings, check me out over on TikTok at CoolFigures. That's where I post all of my unboxings. And check me out every Sunday for Coffee and Toys, a weekly Toy News Toy Talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, weekly toy haul, and so much more. And join me every Wednesday over on Instagram for Coffee and Toys Live, where I will speak to a new guest every week about toys, toy hunting, toy photography, and so much more. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really do appreciate it.